So if I make any changes to my solar heating system, obviously it's best to do it after the sun goes down so it's not making the heat anymore. So today, after dark, I walk in the shop and I see this little puddle developing on the floor here. So right above that little puddle on the floor, on the ceiling here, I've got some joints that I put into the PEX tubing. And so I already got this analyzed, what happened here. But first let me show you the tubing that I'm using here. So today in that line, there was around 20 psi, and maybe it might have hit about 170 Fahrenheit. And I thought that would be within the limitations of this tubing. So this is what I'm using, and so check it out. Unless I'm misreading this, you know, looking at 100 psi at 180 Fahrenheit. Is that am I reading that right? I mean, if that's the case, then my 20 psi at about 170 Fahrenheit, like me, that should be well within reason. So check that out. See the one in my hand, it's got the barbs built into it when they manufactured it, and the one that's leaking is just smooth. Look at that. See, this is really a solder fitting for 1/2-inch pipe, and I got it mixed into my bag there for just PEX, so oh yeah. Anybody working with PEX, this is something to watch out for. If that would have came apart today, you know, 20 psi at, you know, 170 Fahrenheit, you know, wow, you know, a guy could get hurt. I thought, well, that's got to be like a really rare fluke that I ran across something like that, and sure enough, one more in the bag. There it is. So this is the expansion tank that's part of the system. You can see, compared to my hand, it's actually a fairly large unit. There's about a gallon in here, and normally this is actually cold because it doesn't have a high rate of flow throughout the day. There might be a little bit of back and forth, but what would happen if that line would burst open, then the expansion tank would just proceed to empty itself out and push out hot glycol that's elsewhere in the system, you know. That would make for a bad day.